go ahead and listen to some comedians chop it up.
I love the craziness of like New York. A lot of homeless people everywhere. That's great. They're everywhere though, like all over the country. They travel really good. And you go by, you ever see homeless, because you see them asleep on the sidewalk, and I always feel bad, but every time I go, a homeless guy is asleep, I always notice they go to bed at a very reasonable hour. Just walk by. It'll be like 9 o'clock. You're like, that guy's gonna get a solid 8 hours. I'm gonna toss and turn. He'll be to work on time, you know? One homeless guy, once he asked me for money, and I was like, all right, here. And I gave him money, and he was like, it's good you give money, man. This could happen to you. You could be homeless by tomorrow. And I was like, I don't know about by tomorrow. I was like, I have a lot of friends and family, you know? Like, I have to get rid of all of them in 20, I don't have time to do that. I would have to kill them all, and then I would just go to jail. I still wouldn't even be homeless. So I don't even think I could be homeless, you know? It'd take a long time, very forced. Maybe that's what his message was. Maybe that was good. I don't know.
I think silent letters are funny. When I see a silent letter in a word, I try to figure out how that happened. Some letters hanging out, and then all of a sudden they're like, whoa, we gotta go spell this word. There's one letter there, it's like, psst, hey, I'm gonna come with you guys. And the other letter's like, what? No, that's ridiculous, you're a G. I won't say anything. Just hang out in the middle, it's fine, don't worry about it. It'll be funny, we'll mess with foreigners. Like the word foreigners, that's me in the middle. The treehouse is really insensitive. That's like killing something and then making one of its friends hold it. Not cool. I bought an area rug because it was impossible to buy any other kind of rug. Can I help you? Yeah, I want a rug with no length or width, please. I just got some cargo pants because I had all this tiny cargo that I wanted to transport on my thighs. I might gotta move this cargo without using my hands. Cargo pants, perfect, yes. But it's kind of hot out. Cargo shorts, you're shitting me, amazing. Wish I could get a cargo Speedo. Pocket in the front. There are two kinds of jackets. Reversible and reversible, but it's hard to zipper up and it looks really stupid. You can tell you're not doing well in life if you find yourself taking a crap and wearing a jacket at the same time. Clothing sizes are weird because they go small, medium, large, and then extra large, extra, extra large, extra, extra, extra large. Something happened at large. Someone just gave up. They ran out of adjectives. They said, all right,
God, please,
you're taxing me here,
no,
man. Just keep throwing extras on there. I can't deal with this. That's a shame. It seems like we could do better than that. Small, medium, large. Whoa. Easy. Slow down. Stop it. Interesting. American. Midwestern American. Excuse me, do you have this in Michigan? No, that style only goes up to in Ohio. We don't have that. I don't like when I go into a clothing store and I pick out something that I want to try on, and then I go to the dressing room, and like the minute I get in there, they come and they bother me. Like check up on me, you know, knocking on the door. How you doing in there? You doing okay in there? What? And they're like, how you doing in there? I go, not too good. I think I'm gonna kill myself. Could you get me a belt, please? Leave me alone, huh? You okay in there? Yeah, I'm naked, just popping some zits. You wanna hop in? Sir, how you doing in there? I can't find the toilet, so I just went. What happened? You gotta finish these bathrooms. Also, I'm gonna need a couple t-shirts pretty fast.
No, but it's so hard. It's just hard to speak up. That's the shit, you know? Like I was in a Target the other day, right? Not bragging, you know? Now what? And I'm standing there with a buddy of mine, right? He's a bouncer. He's a bouncer in this really like crazy bar, so he knows like all these scumbags. And it just so happens that one of them just so happens to come walking through the Target. So my buddy goes to wave to him, like, hey man, how's it going? And rather than this guy being like, hey, you know, it's going pretty good, he just launches into this tirade about like immigrants, right in the middle of Target. He's like, how's it going? Tell you how it's going. These goddamn Mexicans keep coming to this country, taking all the fucking jobs. Immediately, everybody in line like, oh, Eminem, let's read the back of these for a while. Wow, look at that glucose. Is he still there? I'm not looking. I looked at last time. It's your turn to look. I am not looking. You just look. This guy was going off. Nobody did shit, including me. Including me. I wasn't looking at the guy. Even the people who worked at Target. They just kept ringing stuff up like, ooh, 3 socks for $1. That's amazing. Think it's gonna rain out? Fuck! Dude, it was a classic chloroform moment. This guy, he was doing like a fucking Hitler open mic, you know? He was just going off. He was learning how to put thoughts together, right? How to speak in front of groups. Somebody should just came out, you know, threw some Skittles on the ground, you take them out, that's it. It's over. But nobody did shit. You knew there was like one guy working at Target, like some crazy dude peeking out from the back, like, I like this guy. This guy's making a lot of sense, right? And he follows him out to the parking lot, they jump in his El Camino. Now there's 2 of them, right? I don't know. I'm into conspiracy theory, man. That's my thing. You guys into that shit? You read that stuff? I do. I think fast food, I think is like a conspiracy, you know? I think that's how they just keep us dumb. You can't even think after a while. You ever notice that shit? Like, you ever have your whole day planned out, you eat 1 Egg McMuffin, you're just on the couch, hey, you know what, fuck my dreams. I'll sit here for a while, kind of stretch out, have a good time. Dude, it's unbelievable. Healthy food, you can't even smell it. You have a bag of apples right in front of my face, my eyes are closed, I can't smell it. 200 miles away, oh fuck, is that KFC? Hey, we got some chicken? Go there and you get a bucket of it. I'm telling you, never noticed that? You ever notice whenever the government fucks up, all of a sudden, like McDonald's has like a new sandwich? You know? You're just sitting there screaming at your TV, how can I get pardoned all these CEOs? New McRib, oh, I'm gonna fucking try it. Shove it down your face. So anyways, yeah, so I have a lot of fucked up thoughts, man, I do. This is the most recent one I had. You ever drive down the street and see like 30 people up on a sidewalk and you just think, right? You don't do it, you just think it. That's what like separates the psychos from the functioning psychos, right? Psychos, they just think it, fuck it, they do it. They get the wipers going, they make a day out of it, right? But as a functioning psycho, not only do you not do it, you actually analyze it. Like, man, if I just leave my hand right here, nobody knows who I am. I move it 2 degrees over here, I'm on the cover of Newsweek. I am instantly famous, right? Right here, nobody knows me. Just a regular jackass like, hey Bill, you wanna come to the cookout? You know, maybe you could bring that potato salad. It was such a big hit last year. One of the most horrific scenes we've seen in years. Bodies just strewn about. You should really go there. Amy's gonna be there. You can strike up the conversation, maybe hook up with her. No indication he even tried to stop.
Everybody in LA gives their kids medicine. That's how they parent. They go, oh, he had ADD. We had to give him some Ritalin. That's him drooling right there with the crayon. We didn't have Ritalin. You know what happens when you had ADD when I was a kid? My dad would get an inch from your face and go, pay attention! Oh. I'm cool. It got away from me for a minute, but I'm all right now. I'm okay. That medicine's ridiculous, man. See, their goal is to get us to take a pill for everything we do. Right? They want us to take a pill for everything. Here's a pill to eat, here's a pill to shit, here's a pill to fuck, here's a pill to sleep. Here's a pill that'll offset your eat, sleep, shit, and fuck pill. Here, heck. Are you kidding me, man? You think the guys that were writing about the storm the beach at Normandy were wandering around on the boats going, I feel a little anxious about what we're about to do here? No, because there's an old guy going, lock and load, motherfuckers, we're going in! Don't get me wrong, some people need medicine. Like if you're having thoughts in your head like I should cut open a cat and wear it like a hat, you need medicine. But everybody else, let's suck it up just a little bit, all right? I don't trust medicine. I don't trust new medicine. You know why? Because the FDA doesn't care about us anymore. They're in bed with all the pill makers. They just want to make money off us. They're just making stuff up, man. They're making it up. Those diseases don't exist. Shaky leg disease. Give me a break, really, seriously. Stop drinking Red Bull with your vodka, you dick. It's that simple. What's shaky leg disease? Really? And they don't test it anymore either. Nobody tests anything. That's the problem, right? Because when they tell you about a new medicine, they tell you what it's supposed to do. Then that creepy little guy's voice comes on and tells you what it's really going to do to you. All right? Like, we don't hear that part. Take Zoloft for anxiety and depression. Then you hear that guy's voice. May cause bleeding from the ass. I'd rather be sad than leak. Pretty sure if I was leaking, I'd be sad. What's got you down, Bill? My ass is leaking. It's the third time this week, man.
I drink too, which doesn't, like, you know, that doesn't help me and that guy drink. We have pretty big problems, and it's just us two. It's, I don't know. I've had signs that I should quit drinking. One was, I did a show, it was 3 hours outside of Phoenix, Arizona. It was at an Indian casino, which I don't know if you're supposed to say. I don't know. It's not, I don't know. It was like, I don't know what you're supposed to say. It was a casino. There was like crazy amount of Indians there. And so I go, I drive, it's this 3 hour drive to the middle of nowhere. I get there, I do the show, then I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. You know, I had to get up at 7 a.m., just be a normal person. Then I meet this cool Indian dude and we drink till 5 a.m. So then I have to get up, I sleep 2 hours, get up, I'm walking outside with my roller back. It's like 190 degrees. I'm just questioning everything I've ever done in my life. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And I look up and there's a wolf. A real wolf. Just in front of my car, just staring at me. Like, and I'm just looking at this wolf. I'm like, why is this wolf? And I'm like looking around because I'm expecting like some guy to be like, sorry, my wolf got loose. But there's no guy. It's just me and this wolf. And he's just staring at me, and I don't know how to make a wolf leave. You know, you're like, get out of here, wolf. Like, I don't know what you're like. So I'm just staring, and I'm like looking at him. He's like looking right at me. I said, why is he not leaving? Then I just was like, wait, is that Indian dude I was drinking with last night? Is he a wolf? It wasn't him. The wolf left. The wolf did wander off, and then I got in my car, and I was driving back. And this happened. This doesn't seem real because it's back to back. But I'm driving, and then I get stopped because a helicopter lands in the middle of the road. There's no one around but me and then this helicopter, and it picks up a guy and then flies off. Like, I should have videoed it because it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But I'm like hungover, so I'm acting like it happens every day. Like, I'm honking at the helicopter like, all right, out of all days, you couldn't have hovered a second and let me get under? The other one I had was I got real drunk and then locked myself out of my hotel room completely naked. Yeah, I've done that in my 2-year-old daughter's lifetime. So if she hears this and she's like, oh, was that college? It's like, no, that's when you were the most dependent on me. Here's what, look, I don't know. I was sleeping naked. You just sleep naked when you're drunk. I don't do it normal. I think it's gross. But that day I was like, we should try that. Let's see what that's about. And then I remember, I was like, I gotta put the do not disturb sign on. So I walk and I open the door. Do not disturb sign, you can crack the door and it would fit outside. But acting like I was like moving a couch outside. And I was like opening it with my body. And then I step outside and I heard the door shut, which was the most sobering noise I've ever heard in my entire life. I was like, this is not good at all, you know? Like, you're way too far. I'm holding this do not disturb sign, which is pointless. It's like I just walked out to be like a real do not disturb sign, just for the hallway. I was like, don't come down here. We're not ready. So I'm standing there and I'm like, all right, what are you gonna do, you know? So I look and there's a window. I was like, I could jump out of that. That's easier than having to explain this to my wife. And then I looked to the left and there was a cleaning lady. And she's just staring at me. And the reason she's there is because it's 11 a.m. That's how far in the day it is. And I'm just like looking at it, and look, and I don't have a body that, like, when she sees it, I'm like, you're welcome, you know? It's like, I'm sorry, look, I don't know. So I looked at her, and she knew what I needed, you know? Like, we didn't really talk. Like, I just kind of looked at her like, you know, this happens to the best of us, right? And she looked at me like, it does not happen. She just let me back in my room. When I told my comic buddies, they tried to make me feel better. They're like, I wouldn't even worry about it. I bet she sees stuff like that all the time. And I was like, I bet I'm in her top 3. She might walk in on people naked, but no one ever charges at her naked and then needs her help, you know? Someone might run by her and laugh. No one goes up to her like, look, you're the most important person in my life right now. And I need you to be on board with all of this, all right? Don't ask questions. I'll mix it up like too, like, you know, when you gotta lose weight, you try to like go like you ever do vodka soda when you want to lose weight? Like, I do vodka soda, then you drink it like beer and you wake up in the street. But you're like, I'm not bloated, and that's nice, you know? Guys, thank you so much for coming out. You were unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Richard.
So the first decision that I made to be a good guy is I decided to quit smoking marijuana illegally. And I got my pot card. Because, yeah. Well, I live in California right now where, you still have to lie to doctors. And the thing about it is they say it's so easy. You go into the doctor and you say, my back hurts or I've got anxiety, and they just want you to smoke weed. And so I went into a doctor and said, I've got anxiety that someday my back might hurt. And he said, dude, that's a serious issue. A lot of people your age are dealing with that right now. Let's cut that off before it starts. And he gave me a weed card. Because I think scumbags go to drug dealers, but good guys lie to doctors. I've got my weed card. The feeling of having your weed card. I just ran out into the streets of LA like, where are we? Where are we going? And there's weed stores everywhere, and I picked one, and I hoped it was the right one, and I go in, and it was, because there was weed there. And if you've never been into a weed store, the best way to describe it is that it's like every store you've ever been in, but all weed, right? And so they've got everything. They've got like weed water, weed sodas, trail mix, lip balm, lotions. And they even just have this little area in the corner where they just have weed. Like what our forefathers used to smoke. And I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like to smoke weed. I like to smoke a weed. It is a saying that I have coined. So I bought some weed to smoke, and I said, thank you so much. And I turned to walk out, and it didn't feel real. I just bought drugs, and I was able to walk outside. And I turned to walk out, and with drugs in one hand and a hand on a doorknob to freedom, from over my shoulder, I hear, oh, Mr. Thune, one more thing. And that's the moment that you realize it's been a 6-year sting operation focused on me. And there's like 8 cops out in a van like, I didn't think you'd fucking do it. We're going home. Jason, you're gonna meet your daughter. And I turn around just where's the handcuffs? Just break them out. And she doesn't have handcuffs. She's actually holding a weed brownie. And she says, Mr. Thune, I know it's your first time here, and it's a cutthroat business out there. We're glad you chose us, and we hope you keep coming back. And to show our gratitude, here's a free weed brownie. And she handed me a weed brownie that was about the size of a VHS tape. And I know this is streaming, and there's younger audiences. It's like 4 Apple TVs. Same amount of content. And I'm holding the weed brownie and I'm looking at it, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't like to eat weed brownies because I don't like to feel like I'm dying all the time. But we all learned in elementary school, you never say no to drugs. You accept a drug, you either learn to like it or you give it to your best friend on his wedding day. And so I accepted the weed brownie and I said, thank you so much, thank you. Someday. And I turned to walk out. And as I turned to walk out and I had my hand on the door again, she said, oh wait, Mr. Thune, I almost forgot. One more thing. And that's the moment you realize that they just planted more drugs on me. The guys in the van are like, I didn't think you'd do that. Offer him Coke. See what he says. Tell him there's hookers in the back. And I turn around just call my wife, tell her it's over. Just take me away. And she says, what I almost forgot to tell you is make sure and only eat 1/8 of it. And I was like, an 1/8 of it? And she was like, I mean, yeah, basically what you want to do, okay, what you want to do is first off, you just want to break it up into halves. And then what you're going to want to do is you want to break both those up into halves. And then at that point, and I was like, oh, no, I know fractions. Oh, God, I am so sorry I didn't stop you. I didn't know you were defining fractions. I was just curious as to how you almost forgot to tell me that I might die. But thank you so much. Thank you. Someday. And I took the weed brownie and I took it home. And when I got home, I put the weed brownie in a backpack. And you guys, that's not me bragging. We've all got backpacks. You know, I'm not trying to act like I'm better than you. Oh, the big guy who moved to LA has backpacks now. I just have a backpack that I'll keep drugs in every now and again. And I put it in there and I thought, someday. And then I moved on with my life. And then later that night, I took all the weed that I had bought just to smoke, and I took it over to a friend's house. And me and him smoked all of that weed in his backyard, like responsible 36-year-old men do on a Tuesday every now and again. We were playing pinball in his backyard. He has a pinball machine back there, just outside. Because in California, you can just put stuff outside. And it's so close to you guys. What if you could put your stuff outside? It's an interesting sell for California. They're all moving up here. You guys can put your stuff outside down there. Think about it. We were out there playing pinball, and then I had that moment around midnight, that moment where your heart sinks into your stomach and oh my phone. I'd put my phone over on a bench about 2 hours ago, and for 2 hours, I'd just been sitting there living my fucking life. And you see your phone, it's just like, oh my God, what happened? What's going on? And there it is. I've missed 5 phone calls from my wife. And it didn't feel that important. So I hop back onto the pinball machine, and I keep playing pinball, and then I hear the 6th phone call coming in. And you guys, if you know me, you know that I get the 6th phone call every fucking time. That's a guarantee. So I pick up the phone, and before I can say a word, it's Suzanne on the other end just screaming, "What the fuck was in your backpack? What the fuck did you put in that backpack?" And when you're as high as I am, and somebody calls you and they're angrily yelling about backpacks in a very accusatory manner, in my stoned brain, all I could hear was her questioning my backpack knowledge. All I could hear was, "You don't know shit about backpacks. You're not the man I married." And I'm just like, "Whoa, Suzanne, you called the wrong guy. You know I know about backpacks. And you used to have a JanSport back when we met, when you were fucking real. Where's that JanSport at, Suzanne?" And then it just gets real quiet, and my friend Cameron's in the corner just like, "Yeah, good. Yeah. Tell Suzanne hey for me, too." And then this is the moment where everything is like, wait, what are we yelling about? What's happening right now? Is this Suzanne? Like, a lot of thoughts going through my head. And then in that moment, Suzanne said in the most calm manner, "Whatever was in your backpack, Mikey ate." Mikey's our 36-pound French bulldog. I am Mikey's 185-pound owner. 190. I'm 6'4". Mikey's like dog height. I was supposed to eat 1/8 of it. Mikey ate the whole goddamn thing. Because Mikey likey. And I told him, when you go hard, buddy, every time. And as all of that was processing in my head, my wife, who is living the worst life with the worst husband, just said, "Just get the fuck home." And she hung up, and I just sprung into action. I looked at my friend and I said nothing. And I ran to my car. And when I got to my car, I ran back into my friend's house, and he helped me find my car keys for about 10 minutes. Found my car keys, ran back out to the car, got in the car, drove home, and I did not listen to any music on that drive home because I didn't deserve it. Because the new responsible Nick doesn't just flip on tunes when he's in trouble. He thinks about what he did. And he might not be able to figure out the stereo at that moment. So I drove home, and when I got home, I pulled into our driveway, and the best way to describe our driveway is it's curved. So as you pull in at night, your headlights wipe the house, right? Just like, shoo. And there, at the end of the wipe, was the end of the driveway where my wife's car was parked. And for that moment, I could see her face. And the only way to describe the look that was on her face is divorce. Parked my car, got out, ran around, and there's Mikey just sprawled out in the back seat of her car. And the only way to describe how high Mikey was is Burning Man high. He's like a dog that's been stuck at a hippie festival in the Nevada desert for 14 days, and he just needs a ride home. And he's not even sure he's a dog anymore. And he's wearing pants. Did Mikey buy pants? Did he have money at some point? These are kind of... Turns out he couldn't hold his pee in. So she just put my favorite pair of pants on him. That were not at the top of the drawer. She fucking dug those out. Which I deserved. So I hop in the back seat with Mikey, because there's no way I'm gonna sit up front with an angry pregnant lady. I hadn't even mentioned she's pregnant. Edit that out. So let's just say she's sober. I think it's better for the story, for me. So I hop in the back seat with Mikey. We got a real angry sober lady up front, and she backs out of the driveway and starts driving to the vet in a way that is exciting. It's like, this is the woman I married. You drive like this forever. This is exciting. And I'm in the back seat, and all of a sudden, it feels like a cool stoner buddy comedy adventure. Like, I'm James Franco, and he's Seth Rogen, and who knows what's gonna happen. We know Judd Apatow's on board. And we are driving, and halfway to the vet, she realizes that I am as high as the dog is. And it was subtle. It was just, I had my head out the window. Now, I married a smart woman, because most simpletons would just roll the window up. But it's actually a two-step process for a genius. She locked the windows and then rolled it up. Caught a lot of chin, good amount of hair. And then she said, as the window was up and I was sitting back there slightly confused, she said, Nick, I just want to know. I just have a question. I just want to know if this is you. Is this who you are? Is this the man I married? Who's going to be a father? Who's a dog owner? My husband? Is this who you are? And it's just like, you're fucking bumming me out right now. I am really stoned. And anybody that's ever smoked weed before, you know that you could go down two paths right there. The darkest path ever, or want to be better. And I wanted to be better. And so we got to the vet, and I grabbed Mikey, and I ran like it was Boys in the Hood and my best friend's been shot. I get to the front door of a 24-hour vet, and I kick it open, and me and my stone dog enter extremely loudly into a very quiet and somber waiting room to a 24-hour vet. People are sitting in this waiting room whose animals are currently dying. And Mikey is living for the first time. And what do you do? What do you do in that situation? And I'll tell you what you do is you fill out a shitload of paperwork. And it's questions like, what's your dog's name? And honestly, who fucking cares? His name's Dog. Fix Dog. Dog. What's his birthday? Oh. Who wrote this? I don't know Abraham Lincoln's birthday. You think I know this turd's birthday? One of them freed slaves. The other one eats human shit whenever he has an opportunity. Happened twice. Worst 2 days of my life. I don't know his birthday. So I just put my dad's. It's May 17th, 1950. He's an old dog. He's doing great. If there's anything you're going to say about us as dog owners, he's doing pretty good. Next question. What's your name? Okay. All right. I guess I'll take this one left-handed. Nick Thune threw the pen, went for a high five. Suzanne didn't care. And then they take us back to the room. So this assistant walks us back, and they put us in this small room. Suzanne sits back in the corner. A lot of anger. Real quiet. I'm in the middle of the room holding Mikey. Still have a pretty good buzz going. And that's the moment that the vet walks into the room. And this is the order in which it happens. She's bouncing from room to room. Animals are dying everywhere. She's flipping through paperwork. She doesn't have time to look at paperwork before she comes in. She comes in the room just buried in the paperwork, and she goes, "Oh my God, Nick Thune." Looks up, realizes the tension. "Oh, sorry, I saw your name. I'm a big fan of your comedy." This is crazy. Anyway, so what's going on with Dog? Two horrible things just happened. One, Suzanne just realized I wrote down our dog's name as Dog. Two, this person likes me, actually thinks I'm a good guy. Suzanne's in the corner just like, what? What is my life? The vet's looking at me like kind of getting it, like, you fucking rascal. But the vet's a pro, she pushes through it. She goes, "Okay, well, how much weed did he eat?" And I was like, I'm probably the only one that knows that. Standard VHS size brownie. And then she said, "Did he eat the whole thing?" And that's when I said, knowing him, he probably put a little aside for later. To which she laughed out loud at, because she should have, because she's a fan, and I gave her everything she wanted. That was some off-duty, pro bono, off-the-clock shit. Just like, "Oh, you like my stuff? There you go, babe. That one's for you." And she's looking at me like, "You're the fucking best." And I'm looking at her like, "If this doesn't work out, you and me forever." And in that moment, Suzanne takes the car keys out of her purse and throws them across the room, and they hit me in the side of the head, and she says, "Go wait in the fucking car." Freeze frame. That's it. That's the 25-minute story I'm opening my special with. Think about it. Think about it for just a second, though. What just happened? What just happened? If you look at that moment for just a second, just that whole moment, that freeze frame, and think, who's in the room? Who do we got? We've got Nick. We've got a fan. We've got not a fan. For good reasons. What happened there? And I think if you ask most people, they'll say, "Well, you're an asshole and she was angry." But if you surround yourself with yes people, what I think really happened there is she was basically saying, "Hey, big guy, you're fucking killing it in here. This is why I married you. Get outside, have a cigarette. I'm gonna handle all this adult bullshit. They're probably gonna keep Mikey overnight. We can go home, enjoy ourselves without this creep watching us for once." So anyway, Mikey got sober 2 days later.
Nice win.
He's been sober about a year now, and we are just so proud of him.
Also, dudes, can we not be psychos anymore? That seems to be a trend that's fucking stupid. I saw a dude full-on cry in a bar the other night. Guys, we don't have emotions in public. That's not what men do. If you feel like, I'm not saying don't cry. I'm saying if you're gonna cry, fucking leave the bar. We're trying to have a good time in there. Fucking leave. If that's your leave count, just fucking go. A bar is not a place for emotions. Either go to your car, turn on Bob Seger, cry like a man. This dude it was pretty obvious what was going on. Everyone in the bar saw it. This dude had a crush on a chick. She thought they were just friends. She showed up with another dude. He was hammered, and he just went full psycho. Just she had no clue. She's like, I don't know what's happening. Dudes don't handle infatuation well, ladies. It's not an emotion we deal in often. Men deal in 3 emotions 98% of their lives. Men deal in happy, angry, or confused. Yeah. And I know there are women in here going horny, but horny is happy and angry at the same time. Yeah. We're happy we got a boner, we're angry we got nowhere to put it. Otherwise, dudes deal in 3 emotions: happy, angry, confused. If you give us any other emotion, our first instinct is to run it through those 3 emotions. Sadness, watch your man watch his team lose the big game. He will fucking go through all 3 emotions in about 9 seconds. Big game's over, they lose. It's a good year. It's a great year. You know, I didn't think we'd get this far. Yeah, fuck! What happened? What the fuck happened? We were so good all year. Women deal in all emotions all the time. If they don't feel them in their real life, they watch shows with them in them. Women will watch shows that make them cry on purpose. They look forward to that shit. They call their friends to come, hey, you want to come over and cry on Wednesday? Fuck yeah, I do. You know what those shows are? Those shows are emotional CrossFit, is what they are. Those are just women doing emotional reps. They're just in there doing sadness squats and love burpees. When women get crushes, they're light years ahead of us. They've seen all the movies. Guys are blindsided. We're just like, I just think about it all the time. Women are just reading defense. It's like, no, it's fine. It's summer. It's fine. Here's a good test, fellas, for the difference between infatuation and crazy. Infatuation is when you think about a girl a lot, you wonder what she's doing, kind of wish you were involved. Crazy is when you go find out.